Well, welcome. Starting the new season off this year with not a whole lot of flying time, like zero. I'm going to pull out Old Faithful to start the season off with because I know this one trimmed and flies fairly well. So, going to do a run through it. It's a little worn. It's a little beat up. It won't. I'm going to refinish this airplane, but I didn't get around to that this winter. I'll do that after the season starts. We'll strip this down during the summer. But I just want to check it and make sure everything's up to snuff in here. Let's turn the camera view. This airplane is 7 years old. And it's still as good as anything I got. I mean, doesn't look great, but flies well. Need to get some wheels on it. Kind of get her tuned up. I added a new feature so that we could keep track of the chat. When you guys chat, it's going to appear on the screen, I think. So, somebody, if you would, let's test that out. Type something in the chat box and let's see if it comes up on the camera. Yeah, it does. In the bottom right-hand corner. I wonder if I can make it bigger. Let's do this. Yeah. How can I make it bigger? No, that ain't it. What's happening? Getting them airplanes done? Model And now we need some wheels. So let's pull out the wheels then and see what we got for wheels. I've stolen all the good wheels for other airplanes. What I might do is steal them back. Hey, John. Yeah, it was pretty good. Unfortunately, I sold a set that I shouldn't have sold to Steve, but he needed a pair of wheels, a good pair. Yeah, I got a pair. Here's one. If I got one, there's got to be two. Well, I got two wheels of different size, but I got some extra tires here. You talk about a bugger to get these on. These wheels are tough to change tires, but we're going to probably change tires on these. I just don't know if I want to use the John tire or the Max Products tire. I think I'll use the John tire because the durometer or rubber is stiffer. Here's my tire changer. Some of them tires is like having gold. Can't get them. All right, so we know that automatically works. I wonder how the Super Chat badge works. If the Super Chat badge shows up by itself. I'm trying to make these things automated. How am I going to get that out of there? There it is. Anybody going to Brodak wants to buy one of my airplanes, let me know now. I'll tell you what I got for sale, and it does not fit. Isn't that a bitch? John, why did you do that? Oh, man. Well, I guess we're going to have to go with the MPI tires. And for you guys who don't know, there are two different sized wheels. There's this wheel and the big wheel. And you can't put the big wheel tires on the small wheel tires on the big wheel. No way. So let's I'll just cut this off. Now's the fight. How to get this goddamn thing on there without that tire changer tool. Good luck. Okay. I did this once in Dayton, and I had a hell of a time getting it on there. I mean, a hell of a time. Oh. Yeah, not so bad. Start the year off with new tires anyway. I don't know. I never done it. I certainly wouldn't want to get this foam too wet. I might have could have got John's tires on there. I don't know. Yeah, we'll run with these one season and see what happens. Now there is a trick, but I didn't do it. If you got these kind of wheels and you want them to last longer than they normally do, you can soak them in Z-epoxy and then wring them out, and that'll help. All right. Might save that. Might need a piece of rubber for something. A little bumper or something. Let me see how this looks in full screen here. Yeah, it's not too bad. This is high chat. Exit full screen. Let's see what that does. Yeah, that's still work. They're working on it. Or I can turn it off there, I suppose. It doesn't do it exactly as I wanted, but it'll help. It's all about getting ready for the season now. Brodax is a little over 2 weeks. 3 weeks. I'm excited. You guys have one contest you can go to a year. That would be it. Things have kind of changed now that John's gone, but still a lot of fun. I'm glad I had another pair of these. Thank you, Roy. Yeah, we had about 35 people watching last night. It was a good show. Okay, we need some wheel collars now. Or you guys can't even see what I did there. We got it. Oh. Wheel collars. Hope I got some. I do. Okay. I do, I think. Yeah, we need a line clip on the tail wheel too for a Stu-J. I bailed out due to background noise from a 3-year-old and listened to the rest of the hangout. Yeah, I understand. Well, I got this chat working, I thought it was going to show up like that, but it shows up, doesn't show up at all now. Text, let's test it. Yeah, it shows up now. Okay. If I shut it off, it doesn't. The old chat messages don't come back. So I don't like using these set screws, but I don't have any short 440s. Can't get enough crap, shit on them. They end up stripping. There we go. Well, I now know I have an airplane, but I don't have to worry about how the engine's going to run or trimming or anything. Just take it out and fly. Needle valve hasn't been turned in about 5 years. I bet it's still in the right spot. One thing I found out about the setups that I use, the Brian Gardner setup, is once I set the needle valve, it really doesn't matter where I'm going, the RPMs are going to stay the same. Of course, I'm not talking about from here to Denver. I'm only talking the contests that I fly. If I fly here in St. Louis, I might have to turn it a little bit at Brodax because it's a little bit different altitude, but it's like in just a 16th of an inch to speed it up. But between here and the Nationals and Oklahoma, it's set and forget. And I mean, forget for years. This, like I say, this airplane's 7 years old. Been in the top 20 3 times. And it's just like putting an old shoe back on to fly it. So I just wish I would have doctored up the finish this year. Because she's showing her age. There it is. Guess that's good enough. Okay. I don't need to change propellers. I don't need to, I just need to wipe it off and set it aside and take it when it gets some weather, go fly it. I do need to find my dry slide though to oil up the hinges and the horns. But I'm not going to find that on while we're doing a stream. I have no idea where it is. It could take hours to find it. What's going to happen is I'm going to get disgusted and I'm going to rip this place apart. Oh, them controls are nice. Beautiful. Handle should be set. Everything should be ready to go. This airplane weighs, I believe, if I remember right, 56 ounces. We'll get a weight on it. We'll see. It was 54, I think. But I think it's 56 or 57. I can't remember, to be honest. It weighs 56.2 ounces. You don't believe me? Oh. You should be able to see it right there. 56.2 ounces. That ain't bad for 730 squares. This is the one that Jerry put his finger through the leading edge in Huntersville. I crashed in Dayton and knocked the rudder off. What else has happened to this one? This is the one I let Charles fly. I picked up when it was orange. I picked up my carrier and dropped a rock right through the wing. Of course, it couldn't hit the vinyl that I had put Charles's numbers on it. This is a sweet flying airplane. Let's wipe it off now. Make it look better. I had a bottle of Quick Detail. What the hell did I do with it? There it is. This thing's got all kinds of overspray all over it. but we'll get it to look better. I don't want to doctor the paint up because all that does is make it heavier until I strip it. And yes, I'll strip it right down to bare wood. Probably after Brodax. Wow, wow, dirt. There's another pass. Tell me there ain't no dirt on this thing. Just been sitting over in the corner waiting on me to get my act together. See that? That is cruddy. A dent right there in the nose. But I'm sure there's plenty of people that wouldn't mind having this airplane, especially after you fly it. Okay. I'm probably going to build another one of these. Now, my Aegis is a close sister to this. The Tucker that I sold to Mark was a close sister to this. It didn't look like this. Same wing, same numbers, not the same weight. Yeah, I got a couple dents in the nose. Couple dents in the nose. This airplane's been all over. Joe Nall, Huntersville, been to Tulsa. This was my #1 airplane for 5 years. And you might ask, why would I refinish it? Well, it flies so good, you can't build an airplane this good in the same amount of time as it takes to strip it and recover it and paint it. Now this paint job on this airplane here is a crappy rush job. This is a 1-day paint job over at John's garage. Because I was living in Dayton, and I didn't have no place to paint except for John's house. And I'm very grateful for John and his hospitality in his shop 1 day a week. I about run him into the ground. He didn't like, I would work 8 hours over there, and I didn't realize it. I think he was sick then. I didn't realize how taxing it was on him. It wore him out. John was diabetic, and always taking insulin and poking his finger and eating candy bars or whatever. Or had to watch what I don't know how it works. I think when I bring this airplane back this time, it's going to be in Bob Brookins green as a tribute to Brookins. That's this color right here of the canopy. Green is a bad luck for airplane, but I don't believe in that shit. Airplanes, motorcycles. I think that's why Steve said anything but green. Yeah, well, that's all I had was green. Not a very lively crowd tonight. What are you guys doing? Sleeping? I'll tell you what. I know there's somebody there. Let's see. Here we go. Invite. Copy. Why didn't somebody come in and talk to me for the last 20 minutes? Paste. Click on that link in chat and come on, turn on your camera, come on in and talk to me. I put it in chat because unlike Zoom, I have to approve you. Zoom, you just come right in. But it would be nice to have somebody to talk to. John Suklak, you coming to Brodak? I think I've seen you every year for the last few years. Come on in and talk to me. Click the link in the chat and you'll come right in. Nothing to download or anything. It's going to take more than I thought to get clean. And there we go. I don't know who it is. Old Roy Lane. Got to turn your camera on, Roy. They will need to connect their mic and cam before you can add them to the stream. Turn on your microphone, turn on your camera, Roy. I can't add you to the stream until you do so. Man, is this thing grody. There we are. Hold on. There we are. Speak.
First time I came in this way, it's totally different.
Yeah, it's a different program. This is my broadcast program that I use to live stream with. Now, if somebody else would like to come on in. Just make sure that you have your camera and microphone going. And there's nothing to download. You just come on in. So, Roy, are you going to Brodak?
I'm planning on it.
Where do
You
you
to ask for a first-time visitor.
What's that? What's that, Roy?
We got a delay in here about 10 seconds or so, it seems.
It must be the crappy internet connection. Crappy Peppy. Is he going to build that Ringmaster and beat everybody with it, or what?
It's not going to be ready by Friday.
But we got till the 6th or until the 9th of next month. Should be able to do that in a couple of nights.
It might make it. I got it recovered last night. I was waiting on my Wix shipment.
Did you use your discount code?
Sure did.
That's good. They love that.
I checked on my order. They were out of the base. Supposed to come in last Friday, so should be shipping any day.
Here, let me. They are in San Diego according to the tracking number. I sent Charles some props, and I got to tell you, the post office really, they don't know how to use a compass. They sent them north. Now they're in San Diego. And I mean, delay after delay after. It's supposed to be priority overnight, type thing. It's been the 13th. It's been, how many days is that? 7? A week? Today's the 20th. 7 days. That's sad.
I've had stuff bounce around in Memphis for over a week.
Well, looks like I brought this one back from the dead.
Looks great from here.
It's not my normal stunning airplane. It's got all kind of hanger rash and dirt and stuff on it. It's about a 16, and I usually have 18s or 19s. And no amount of rubbing is going to fix some of the buggers on it. But good enough to start the season with. Which I've done many times. Let's see. I'll show you a picture. This is oh, wrong camera. Over this camera. This is a picture of, can't hardly see it. Here we go. This is a picture of Billy, Wesley Dick, and then myself right there. And this picture here is the same airplane is what I'm working on here. Oh. Got a little feedback with you. You got a window open or something?
How's that?
I don't know. I haven't talked yet. Yeah, I can still hear it. Okay. That's better. Whatever you did, it fixed it.
I still had YouTube open.
Right. Well, we only got about 9 minutes left of this stream. I try to keep these to an hour long so it doesn't bore everybody and my metrics are better. But last night for the hangout, we did rather well. I guess I could probably polish this up some, bring up some of the shine. It looks like it will. Yeah. Let me try this window here. With this one, bud. There we go. Yeah. I was real ambitious. I'd strip this and refinish it in a week, but I don't want to cut it that close. I used to be able to do that. I don't think I can do that anymore.
I was gonna go to Brodak just to watch this time around. I don't even think I qualify for beginner yet.
Yeah, what's the difference? Enter. You got something to fly, enter. I still got a mold for this. I could remake this bottom. Poked a hole right through this right here. I just put silk span over it and clear doped it. Yep, it's been stripped. I'm gonna redo it. It's gonna be the third time to paint it.
Mars looking like a good flying day. Hopefully I can get out in the afternoon and get some flights in.
What do you got to fly now?
Twister, I've only had one flight on, and got lightning streak. Got about 3 flights on it. Old battle wagon of a ringmaster.
Yeah, it's hard to believe this has been stripped already one time. I'm gonna redo it though. Clean up all the boogers, recover it, everything. Look at that. It's all red paint on there. I'm also gonna, on this airplane, change the bottom block, the shape of it. I made it too thick back here in the turtleneck. I'm gonna take from the cowl line back here and take an inch off the bottom. I'm gonna lower it a whole inch so that it looks more streamlined.
And a couple of ounces, right?
It might take an ounce off. You won't get a couple ounces off, not when it's 56 already, but you might get an ounce off of it. Of course, it'll probably gain an ounce from refinishing. Because when I first built it, it was 54. And then I had to add some weight to trim it. It ended up 55, and now it's at 56. Because when you make it lighter, it changes the balance point. That's why I hit the ground with it in Dayton after refinishing it. Not getting used to it on the reverse wing over, I came down and I brought her right down to the ground. I broke the prop, ran a half a circle with a broken prop, and I ditched it inverted in the grass to keep from vibrating the nose off and killing the airplane.
Lucky that's all it broke.
Broke the rudder off. That's how low of an inverted pullout I did. And like I say, this is the airplane that Jerry Hop put his thumb through the leading edge at Huntersville when it was orange. I think that, yeah, that spot is right there where it's light, right there. Put his thumb right through the leading edge. I had to rebuild that right there. I'm happy. It's ready to go. I mean, dug it out, got the wheels on it, got the paint halfway cleaned up. So on the next good day, engine's full of caster. On the next good day, we can take it out and fly it. Alrighty, guys. Thanks for watching. Appreciate it. Be sure to like and subscribe and share the video. Hey, ring that bell for notifications. You get notified when I come on. I see that about 63% of you guys don't have the bell rung. Oh, we got somebody else. Oh, that's John Suklak. Let's see what he's got to say. There you go, John.
Hey guys.
Hey.
Hey Roy. I was watching and I'm not sure, but did you say you were going to go to Brodak?
Planning on it.
And you said you felt like you weren't ready to fly in beginner.
I've only got a couple of flights of full tank of gas in since I've been back.
Well, the whole deal is if you really want to fly, just to participate and get the experience of being in a contest, you can do it. I mean, you don't have to fly the entire beginner pattern. Some people will jump in there and just fly laps and, maybe do a loop, maybe not. You can do that. In fact, there's even an abbreviated version of the beginner pattern, which is more straightforward and simple than the actual beginner pattern. You can choose to do that too. So
Okay.
don't know if you're interested in that or not, but if you really want to fly while you're there, you certainly could.
I've never even seen a contest, much less entered one.
Yeah, well, it might be a good way to dip your toe in the water and try your first contest. I'm just saying you can if you want to. That's all.
I'll go ahead and at least get signed up.
I
Yeah.
never sign up till I get there. I don't worry about it. But if you want to sign up, you can. I mean,
I was reading their flyer today. Sign up by 1st of June.
they kind of want to know how many people for the banquet. Are you going to stay for the banquet?
Yeah, I plan on being there all week.
There you go. Yeah, go ahead and sign up.
Dragging my little camper up.
And Sparky, I've never been to Brodak, but is it like the Nats in that if you're there for the week, there'll be time for just open flying if you want to just fly?
Okay, lots of it.
Yeah. So that's another option too, Roy. If you wanted to bring your airplane and your stuff, you can fly whether it's in the beginner contest or just for fun outside of the contest.
Well,
Okay.
where did I see you at? Did you I guess maybe the Nats. I thought you were at Brodak's.
I've been to the Nats the last few years with my grandson and my son, and have not been to Brodak. We're talking about maybe trying to get to Brodak this year, but not sure it's going to work out. We're still investigating.
It is the best contest of the year. It's way.
I believe that. I 100% believe that, and every year that it goes on at this point could be the last year.
That's right.
So my attitude is if we can go, we should go. But it's up in the air at this point, just based on schedules and conflicts.
Now you've been to Joe Nall, right?
No.
That is the best. Well, the Joe Nall week is the biggest contest I've ever been to because there's 30,000 modelers there, but they're mostly RC.
So let me ask you a question about Joe Nall. I've read about it. I've heard you guys talk about it. It sounds like a lot of fun, but I read or heard somewhere that if you're going and you're going to stay for a few days, you really have to camp. There aren't hotels.
That's correct.
Yeah, well, I don't camp. We don't have any camping stuff.
I will never be back because Jerry passed away and we used to go in his motorhome. I've been there 2 or 3 times. I can't remember.
It sounds fabulous, but
the fields are fantastic. It's just, it's unbelievable what the circles are like. They're grass, but they're as smooth as pavement. It's putting greens.
Yeah, that's what I've heard. And there's also RC activity and actual real airplanes, and
correct.
It just sounds like a ton of fun.
They have nighttime flying RC. They put on them glow sticks and fly RC at night. And some guys put on glow sticks on their control line and fly at night. I mean, there's nobody around for miles and miles and miles, so nobody will say anything.
Yeah, sounds really cool.
But Brodax, I mean, there's so much to do, and he has. Let me count up the circles just in what I know of. He's got 2, 4, 6. He's got 6 circles, but he has enough room for about 12. And the camping is across the street, so when you're going to pull in and go past it looks like an old cotton mansion. That's on the left. That's John's house. A plantation.
Yeah.
There's a grass field. There'll be some campers over there on the grass field. Pull up next to that. Do not pull next to the trees in the back because you'll get stuck. We already been through that. They got poor water runoff, and you'll end up having to call the tow truck to drag you out.
Yeah.
But yeah, there's camping on the field. You could camp down by the scale guys down there under the trees. It's pretty nice. I mean, it's just beautiful. It's unbelievable. And the feeling of this contest is way different than the Nats. The Nats is all about competition. It's 100% hot. The heat is bearing down on you at the Nats on the asphalt. And at Brodax, you're in the grass, under the shade. It's the trees and all that. It's great.
Yeah, you don't have to sell me on it. It sounds fantastic. It's just a question of whether or not we can make it happen.
Well, I'm trying to sell it to the other people. If you've never been, you got to go at least once, and I would get there as soon as possible because I'm not sure that it's going to last much longer. It's already 4 or 5 years over the limit. They wanted to stop at 20, and I think we're going on the 24th or 5th year now. And I think the town got after them. They stopped, and we bring in so much money to that town that the town got after John to bring it back. I think that's what happened.
Are you going with Steve or somebody, Sparky?
No, I go by myself.
Yeah. Ever since, did John ever go with you?
John and I always stayed together at the hotel in Union. But Bob Zambelli and I are going to stay in Morgantown. Zambelli.
How long of a drive is Morgantown?
Half hour. About the same as Union. Just a different direction.
Are you doing a Verbo or a hotel or what?
Oh, it's a hotel.
Yeah.
Super 8 or whatever the heck it is.
Mm-hmm.
I left it to John, Bob Zambelli. I said, get whatever you want, get it as cheap as you can, because you ain't gonna be there,
Right. Yep.
It's gonna cost us $800 for the week and split it in half, so no big deal.
When is the banquet?
Friday night. The contest. So Friday night they have Junkyard Wars and the banquet, and the next day is the final round of the contest on Saturday, and everybody drives home on Sunday.
Mm-hmm.
On Father's Day.
Yeah, cool.
The 14th is the final day, I think.
Mm-hmm.
So the banquet's on the 13th, and they put on a big spread. I mean, you're going to get fed.
Is it right there on their property?
Exactly. Yes. Everything
in a
is
big tent.
Well, they have a big tent, circus tent, but I don't think they're going to rent that anymore. Of course, I don't know. I've seen it with a tent and without a tent. They always have shade and they always have places to sit. But whether they rent that big tent again, I don't know. Because that tent is pretty costly to rent, a couple $1,000, I think.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Those aren't cheap.
The mowing, just to mow the grass, there, I think John said one time it cost him $800 for the week to pay the guy to mow, because they mow every day, right around, all day long they're mowing, and then they bring in hay when it rains. And always expect at least one day of rain. It's going to rain. Just the way it is.
And Roy, maybe you've heard this, maybe you haven't, but I think there's a lot of guys selling stuff there. So as
yeah.
somebody just getting back into it, you may find some good opportunities to get some stuff that you need.
I got lots of stuff I'll be selling there. I'm taking John's stuff with me too.
I definitely need handles. It's hard
Yeah.
making it with just one handle.
Yeah, you need more than one.
If you want airplanes, I got a couple airplanes for sale. Well, I got more than a couple, but I don't know how many I'm going to drag there. I got a Nobler I'm going to sell. Has an OS 32F in it. I have my Tucker Special with an OS 32F in it. And it won the Spirit of 62 award with a Tucker.
Now you built two of those, right? Which one is it?
I built the big one. I've already sold. It's a small one. It's the classic legal Tucker.
So more of a 35 size.
Yes,
Okay,
it's the original,
that's a beautiful airplane.
the red one. You seen that?
Yeah, I have. I saw you build it.
Yeah. I'm gonna sell that. I'm gonna probably sell my Carumba. And I got lots of stuff for sale. I have no.
Do you still have the Magnum? Didn't you build a Magnum?
No, I sold it.
Okay.
I have no attachment to airplanes because I can build another one.
Yeah, your only attachment is to the one you're building currently.
Right. Well, except for this one here.
That's true.
7 years old. I haven't got rid. People have tried to buy this, but no, it's my Old Faithful. I just, like putting on an old shoe. I don't have to practice with it. I just go out and fly it.
I saw you strip it once. How many times? Is that the only time it's been stripped?
That was this will be the third paint job on it when I strip it again.
Okay. All right. That's a lot of work.
Not as much as building one.
Yeah. I don't know. As fast as you build them, I'm not so sure you couldn't build a new one faster.
No, I couldn't build a new one in 2 weeks.
But you know how that one flies, and that's hard to repeat.
Yeah, this is a magical magical airplane.
That's the one. I know it is. That's the one.
This is the one I let Charles fly that year at the Nats, and he flew it.
Oh yeah, he talked about that all the time. He loved it.
Yeah, I was going to let him fly my Monado, but probably glad I didn't because that's the one I won the concourse with.
Yeah, I remember you winning the concourse with it, and I forget. Did you tell me it's obviously it's not as good as this Junar XL, but is it a pretty good flyer?
It flies great. It's just
Okay.
very, very poor in the wind because it's high aspect ratio.
Okay.
You got Bob Hunt and Denny talking about high aspect ratio wings. I don't like them. They rock and roll. I don't. But to each his own.
That was a very good hangout last night. I mean, they're all good, but that one somehow seemed to be really good last night.
Well, I'm glad you liked it. It got quite a few likes out of it, so
yeah,
and quite a few views. I wish Charles would come back, at least say hello to us once in a while.
Do you ever talk with him, Sparky?
Yeah, about 5 seconds ago.
He's still flying and everything?
Yeah.
Okay.
I just sent him. He's the one that I'm having trouble with the mail delivery. I sent him 4 propellers, and that was on the 13th. And it was supposed to be overnight. To get there, or not overnight, but second day air. And they're still not there. They're hung up in San Diego. So that pisses me off. Pay $13 to send 4 propellers. You figure, well, 2 days you'll get them. Shit, they shot up Chicago for a week. That's why I said yesterday that, hey, I don't think the post office knows how to use a compass because going north is not going west.
Yeah, they're having problems.
Anytime the government's involved, you're going to have a problem. If you put them in charge of sand, within a week you'd be out of sand.
It's it used to be a little more reliable than what it is right now, though.
Too much bureaucracy.
Yeah, that comes with any large organization.
You need one guy to make the decision. This is how it is. Go get it done.
Yeah, that's what you lose with the large organization. Well, Roy, hey, I just wanted to pass those thoughts along to you. I heard you
Yeah,
say you might be
appreciate it.
going and you felt like you couldn't fly, and I could understand if you decide not to fly, but you certainly could if you'd like to. And everybody would be encouraging, even if you went out there and you just flew laps. And
Yeah.
and I will tell you, it'd be a good experience.
I'm planning on it. Talk me into it.
Yeah, good. I want to hear about it afterward.
You'll definitely have fun.
And I'll say this too: if you're interested in that mini beginner pattern, I have a copy of it because my grandson flew that last 2 years at the Nats. And so if you can't find it, let me know. Send me a message on Stunt Hanger,
Okay.
and we'll connect, and I'll figure out a way to get a copy of it to you.
All right. Sounds good.
Okay.
Back when I flew a contest for the first time, which was Whittier Narrows, I had a junior Nobler with a Vico 19, and they didn't have beginner, intermediate and expert. It was either junior, senior, or open. And I think I don't know, I was 14, 13, somewhere in there, and I flew that junior Nobler, and I just did what I could do. I loops and flew inverted.
That's the point of it. That's the exact point I'm trying to make. You just fly what you can fly and have fun, and everybody will enjoy it.
Yeah.
That was in the late 60s, 69.
Those junior Noblers fly good.
That airplane is the airplane I had the most fun with any airplane in my life. Really a good airplane.
I built one of those years ago, and I think it flies great.
Yeah.
But it flies better than a 15 size airplane should fly.
Right. Well, I had the 19 on it, the Vico.
Okay. Yeah, but that's that size range, though. And
yeah,
it flies more like a stunner than a Ringmaster or a Flight Streak.
Oh, yeah.
All right, guys, I got to run. I just wanted to pass that along to you, Roy.
All right. Appreciate it, John.
You bet. See you, Sparky.
See ya. All right, guys, I'm going to end the stream. I was going to end it until John came on, but I want to let him on.
All righty.
Make sure that you like, subscribe, share the video, and I'll see you tomorrow. Fair winds, tight lines. See ya.